Okay, welcome. So today I just want to be updating people about the film and the fundraising. And today is the last day of our fundraising. So thank you. So today is the 2-month anniversary for the fundraising. So it's now been live 2 months. So first of all, a big thank you to everyone who has supported the fundraising. So far we have raised a grand total of 8,333, and dollars wise that is $10,500. So big thank you to everyone who has supported us. Really appreciate your support. If you've not yet supported us and left a donation, you've got basically today, and then we'll be closing the donations. So also you can still share this today, so please do. If you think of, this person's really passionate about politics or about education or about trauma, please do share it. This is a word of mouth project, so appreciate that. So update with the film, basically a lot of the fundraising is going to go towards running a retreat in February, and we've got 10 participants, 5 men, 5 women, and then we'll have a team of 9 people supporting, filming, but also facilitating, cooking, holding space, and we're going to be there in mid February for 4 days, and we're going to film this retreat, because the idea with the documentary is to, it's basically 3 stages. The first stage is, well, what's the impact of a child going off to boarding school psychologically? Second stage is, how might that impact them as an adult, especially if they're in positions of power? And then the third aspect of the film will be, well, what's the healing part? How do we heal? How do we transform this? And that's really going to be the retreat. That'll be the third part of the film. It will be, right, this is what happens. Nick Duffel runs his boarding school survivors workshop. So we thought we would create something similar, group of 10 ex-boarders, and film that. So I am both excited by that and nervous, and it's definitely going ahead, which is great news. So thank you for your support. Then from there, we've also been having conversations this last couple of weeks with Sheffield Film Festival about submitting our film for the festival in June. So we've got to do the application forms in the next couple of weeks. So that's also another exciting thing. And also, I probably told you this, but a very well-known ex-boarder who's been in the press the last couple of weeks, he's agreed to be filmed for the documentary. So it's like things are ramping up. It's like more and more information is getting out there about the impacts of boarding school, how it creates, as Joy Shavrin says, boarding school syndrome is a symptom of serious psychological distress. And I've been reading last night Tony Blair's biography written by John Rentoul, probably that's how you pronounce his name, and he had a horrific time. First year he was beaten by the other boys with the cane. They had this thing in Fetis that you could be caned, and John Rentoul talks about how there was a paedophile who was coming in. It was well known that he liked younger boys. That's why he used to come to the school. And obviously, with the BBC Panorama documentary coming out in end of November, beginning of December, that Fetis had Ian Wares, who was a well-known paedophile, was at that school. I'm not quite sure if he crossed over with Tony Blair, but just to realise, right, these leaders, they've been through a very traumatic education, and especially in boarding school. So I just feel it's such a relevant conversation. So that's it really. And then, you know, we'll start producing the film. So we're looking to get the film produced and out there before the election, which there's no definite date. You know, has to be done before January 2025. But people are talking about November time, the election. So we're looking to get that finished before then. So yeah, so it's exciting. So thanks again for your support. You know, if you've not donated so far, please do either share it with others, or I'll put the link in the bottom. And it's to actually leave a donation, which is not one of the packages. You just click on the red button and you put in however much, £1, £2, whatever it is, £10. You know, any is great. So thank you again for your support. And also this Friday, I've got a podcast which is going live with a man called Roger Sharpley. He is an ex-boarder, and he's the youngest person I've ever heard of going to boarding school. 2.5 he went. And it's really heartbreaking hearing his story and how it's impacted him. I think he's been in therapy now for nearly 50 years. So it's a very touching. He was in tears quite a few times interviewing him. So yeah, bless him for having the courage to speak up and share what it was like for him and how it impacted his life. So thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next week. Okay, take care.